Welcome back to Celebrity Scoop, where we expose the royal secrets the tabloids conveniently ignore. In the world of royal scandal and intrigue, there's one headline that still sends a chill down our spines. It was a revelation from the Daily Telegraph that left us all a little less naive about the world we thought we knew. Queen to help pay for £12 million settlement, the unsettling headline that shone a spotlight on a royal secret that was meant to be kept in the shadows. The Queen, the venerable matriarch of the British royal family, had dipped into the royal coffer, not for a charitable cause or a national project, but to help her son, Prince Andrew, pay off a staggering £12 million settlement in a sexual abuse case. A case that, mind you, never saw the inside of a courtroom, never faced the scrutiny of public accountability, and was never followed by an apology from the accused. Let's think about that for a moment. The British royal family, the very epitome of tradition, morality and duty, chose to use their considerable wealth not to seek justice, but to silence an accusation of the most heinous kind against one of their own. This is not a tale of protecting family honour or preserving the dignity of the monarchy. Instead, it's a story of power and privilege, of using wealth to sweep an ugly truth under the plush carpets of Buckingham Palace. It's a story of a £12 million settlement paid, not as an admission of guilt, but as a price for silence and a return to the status quo. But we're here to remind everyone that this happened. That the royal family, the defenders of tradition, morality and duty, dug deep into their royal funds to quietly settle one of the most disgraceful scandals in modern monarchy history. The British royal family, defenders of tradition, morality and duty, dug deep into royal funds to quietly settle one of the most disgraceful scandals in modern monarchy history. Meanwhile, the press barely flinched. Imagine a world where the media, the Fourth Estate, the watchdog of society, simply glances over a scandal of this magnitude. Picture a realm where the people entrusted with the responsibility of holding the powerful accountable merely shrug at the news of a £12 million settlement in a sexual abuse case involving a member of the royal family. This, my friends, is not a dystopian novel. This is our reality. When the news broke, there was no media frenzy, no relentless pursuit of truth. The tabloids, usually so eager to dissect every royal move, were conspicuous in their silence. The endless campaigns, the relentless scrutiny we've seen around other royal controversies, were noticeably absent. The press, traditionally a thorn in the side of the monarchy, suddenly seemed toothless. The question is, why? Why this deafening silence around a scandal that should have shook the very foundations of Buckingham Palace? Instead, we saw a quiet settlement, a hush-money payment of £12 million, a scandal swept under the royal rug, and a carefully orchestrated disappearance of Prince Andrew from the public eye. Yes, the same media that can't get enough of royal babies, weddings and fashion choices barely batted an eyelid at a scandal of this magnitude. The same tabloids that create a storm over a royal wearing the wrong colour to an event were eerily quiet when faced with a story of such grave importance. It appears that the media's obsession with the royal family doesn't extend to holding them accountable. The same tabloids that revel in the minutiae of royal life turned a blind eye when it mattered the most. And so we are left with a bitter taste of double standards. A stark reminder that when it comes to the royal family, not all scandals are treated equally. Just a quiet settlement and a carefully orchestrated royal disappearance. That's all the media gave us. But we deserve more. We deserve the truth. This isn't about protecting the monarchy, it's about preserving power at any cost. We find ourselves peeling back the layers of a scandal that is more than just a disgraceful incident involving Prince Andrew. This is a clear demonstration of the lengths to which the royal family is willing to go to shield themselves from accountability. It's not about defending the monarchy or upholding the values they claim to represent. It's about preserving power, maintaining control, and avoiding public scrutiny. So, let's dive a little deeper. The decision to financially protect Prince Andrew, to use royal funds to settle a sexual abuse case, is a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play. It's a slap in the face of justice, an affront to all victims of such heinous crimes and a blatant disregard for the rule of law. This isn't what a moral compass looks like. This is what power preservation looks like. It's a power that exists in the shadows, hidden from the public eye, and wielded without remorse. It's the power to silence victims, to manipulate narratives, and to whitewash scandals. It's the power to pay millions to bury a case instead of allowing justice to take its course. It's a power that prioritizes the reputation of the monarchy over the rights of the victims. Remember, every pound spent on this settlement is a pound that could have been used to better the lives of the British public, to fund education, healthcare, or social services. Instead, it was used to shield a man from the consequences of his actions. That's not protecting the monarchy. That's protecting the individual at the expense of the collective. And what's even more alarming is the silence that surrounds this scandal. The media, the supposed watchdogs of society, have barely batted an eye. This silence is deafening. It's a silence that speaks volumes about the power dynamics at play, about the lack of accountability, and about the complicity of those who choose to look the other way. This isn't just about Prince Andrew. This is about a system that allows the powerful to evade justice, to hide behind their titles and wealth, and to continue operating with impunity. This is about a monarchy that is willing to sacrifice its moral integrity to preserve its power. And so we must ask ourselves, is this the kind of institution we want to uphold? Is this the kind of monarchy we want to support? Is this the kind of power we want to allow to go unchecked? The British public deserves better. They deserve transparency, accountability, and justice. They deserve a monarchy that stands for more than just power preservation. They deserve a monarchy that upholds the values it claims to represent. This scandal has exposed the hidden truth about the monarchy. It's a truth that can no longer be ignored, a truth that demands our attention, our outrage, and our action. The British public deserves answers, not checkbooks. So next time someone praises the royals as symbols of honour and integrity, remind them they helped pay £12 million to bury a sex abuse case. Yes, you heard it right. While the world was busy admiring the crown jewels, the grand palaces, and the fairy tale weddings, the royal family was busy writing cheques to cover up scandals. Scandals that, if they occurred in any other family, would be met with outrage and demand for justice. But the royal tag seems to have a different set of rules. It's an uncomfortable truth, but it's a truth nonetheless. The same royal family, adored and revered by many, chose to use their wealth to hide a disgraceful incident instead of addressing it head-on. They chose silence over justice, money over morality, power over truth, and they hoped we'd all just forget about it. But we won't. Because this isn't just about one scandal, one payout, one royal. It's about a pattern of behaviour, a culture of secrecy, and a system that values reputation over righteousness. It's about the message it sends to victims of abuse, to the British public, and to the world at large. We have a duty to remember, to question, to challenge, because only then can we hope for change. Only then can we ensure that such scandals aren't buried under piles of money, but are brought to light and dealt with in the way they deserve. So, let's not let this story fade away. Let's not let the royal family's silence drown out the voices that need to be heard. Let's use this platform to share the truth, to expose the secrets, and to demand better from those who are supposed to represent us. That's why we need your support. We need you to be part of this conversation, to share these stories, to keep asking questions. This is Celebrity Scoop. Like, comment and subscribe, because we won't let this story fade from history. Together, we can make sure that the truth isn't forgotten, that justice isn't silenced, and that power isn't unquestioned.